Another day, another author scam. If you're a published author, you're going to need to know about this one because it is a very current scam going around. I have been getting a bunch of emails from people who say that they are in a book club, they are reading my book, they love the prolific themes in my book, they want to leave an honest review when the club gets done reading the book, and they want to talk to me about the themes and the things that I've put into this book. Now, on the surface level, it sounds great because we love a good book club. Book clubs are freaking fantastic. I've done virtual meetings with book clubs. I've done like extra bonusy type things for clubs who are reading my books. So I've done this for many, many years. I love book clubs. The problem comes when I get some of these emails and they seem a little off. If it seems off at all, it is off. So here's what I've been catching as red flags that you need to be watching as well. It usually starts off by saying, hey, we're reading your book, and they name the book in our book club, and it's already sparking discussion. So they haven't finished reading the book yet, they just started it, and they really love the prolific themes that I've written. It's always prolific themes. They never mention any of them, just that I have prolific themes. They say it's sparking great discussion. That's a big red flag. But they don't say what. They aren't saying what the conversation is. It's not like they finished the book. They don't actually know the themes I've written into this story. So they go on to kind of point out, like, we want to have a further discussion with you on how you wrote this and the themes and the behind the scenes and stuff. If they had looked at me at all, they would find hundreds of videos on my YouTube channel and TikTok about the book, all the behind the scenes things that they're asking, all of the very vague points that they want to discuss with me. Hundreds upon hundreds of videos already out and available to people for years. And in fact, my book has been on the top charts for years. My books have had like 33,000 downloads in a day. So my books are doing pretty well, and they've consistently stayed on those Amazon bestseller lists. But they didn't do their research. They just found my book somewhere. And so they go on to say, we would really love to discuss these things with you. We really want to have these conversations with you. At that point, you know, they're here not because they've read your book at all. They haven't picked up my book in the slightest. They want to pitch me to pay them to market my book. Now, some of these people are just lacking in enough brain cells that they actually sign it as the marketing specialist for this company, and they use the company name as a book club. So instead of it actually being a book club, it's their company that they're trying to get paid through. They're trying to be a book marketer, and so they call it a book club so that it doesn't raise your suspicions, which now it does. And they are setting themselves up to be the hero marketer that can sweep in and help you to make more money on your book. They don't always sign off with marketing specialists, but I definitely got one of those yesterday on Thanksgiving Day in the middle of a holiday. They have messaged me to talk about my book. Now, I am not responding to these people. I'm not getting involved because the second you say book club and you have marketing specialists and you're asking very specific, incredibly broad, but very leading questions that I can clearly see, the second I start to say, oh, well, this is how I wrote this and this is why I put this theme in here, they're going to turn around and say, those are such great points. You should use them to market and you can do X, Y, and Z. Oh, you don't know how to do X, Y, and Z? I do. I'm a marketing specialist. And they are going to try to pitch you to pay them to market. And that's all that that is. So if you get an email from a book club, see if they're a book club. Here's what you can do. Go to Google and type them in. If they're a book club and they're actually like doing things, you're gonna find them on the internet. Guess who I didn't find on the internet? All the people that emailed me this week saying that they were in a book club. There's going to be some like Instagram, and not all book clubs are going to have a website or a blog or a YouTube channel or social media. In fact, a lot of them aren't. But if they're operating at that kind of level, they should. And if they're trying to be a marketing specialist sliding into your emails or DMs, they need to have a website to show you their public representation. Because if they're going to pitch you to pay them to do things for you, the very least, they should be incredibly public on the internet. I've had a lot of these people who email me saying that their group is really popular and they can introduce you to a whole bunch of people, and just, it's all the red flags for massive scams. So please just be careful. I know it feels really nice that somebody says, oh, my book club is reading your book. You know what? Book clubs are going to read your book, and some of them will just quietly do it on their own. Some of them will reach out to do a virtual conversation with you, have you pop into one of their meetings, all of those different things. You've heard my good, bad, and in between stories about working with these virtual book clubs, and it feels really good to have a book club reading your book. But if it's barely disguised conversation to lead you into paying them to market your book, I don't even bother. Just block them. Block them and run, my friends. Stay tuned because we'll talk more about author scams. And if you see any of these pop up, please do let me know so that we can warn you about it here. We want to make sure that you are not falling for these sometimes incredibly easy to spot and sometimes incredibly difficult to spot author scams that are made specifically to take advantage of authors. So we are here to help protect you. If you've seen one that I haven't seen yet, please let me know and follow along to make sure that we are all pulling each other up in the author space and not stepping over each other just to avoid things, right? Okay. Love you all. I'll see you in the next one.